Okay, so this is not going to be another one of those trend videos where I tell you that video content is going to be big in 2023. You've already heard that for the 100th time. You already know that, and it was the case for the past 5 years. I'm more interested in the big picture. If you really want to future-proof your business long term, you need to look at how consumer needs are changing, how the world as a whole is moving into this new era. Because collectively, the way that we saw business change quite dramatically, quite significantly in 2020, trickled on into how we did business in 2021 and 2022. But 2023 is going to require a new game, a new way of doing business. Over my 7 years in business, I have seen a ton of trends come and go. And the one thing that the people that have sustained growth through pre-pandemic, during pandemic, post-pandemic, the number one thing that myself and all of them have in common is that we're looking at long-term sustainable growth strategies. Not how can I get the quickest win as fast as possible, but how do I build out a business that is going to stand the test of time. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 6 trends that I do not think enough people are talking about. So the first thing I wanted to speak to was doing business your way. So everyone has their own opinions around what works and what doesn't work, but only you know what feels right for you. And there is no one size fits all in business. If there was a one size fits all, don't you think they would be teaching it in business school, like step 1, step 2, step 3? But clearly, there is no one blueprint, right? Any success story that you've ever heard, I can guarantee you it did not follow the exact same path. And while there are similarities, there are so many different ways to do business. So if you've been hanging out here for a while, you know that this has always been my jam. It has always been my jam to teach you to find the way of doing business that works for you. The way that works for me is taking things a little bit slower, building really solid foundations and sustainable growth, being more intentional with how I spend my time, and doing business in a way where I'm not here to burn out. It looks like running smaller and more personalized group programs where I get to work deeper with my clients versus trying to scale to the masses and just make tons of money and just scratch the surface with like hundreds of people. I'm here for the deep connections, long-term sustainable growth. But what I also know to be true is that over my 7 years in business, I have kind of made up my own way of doing business. I see a challenge, I see a problem, and I ask myself, what is the most direct, straight route to get me there? And I didn't just change my strategies or my opinions based on what the masses were doing. And actually, when I see a lot of people doing one thing a certain way, my body is like, get me away and let's just do it completely different. Even when everyone was watching Game of Thrones, I still have not watched it because my brain is just like, I refuse. Everyone is watching it. I just cannot. So doing business your way is going to be what sets you apart. It is going to be what gives you the foundation to having sustainable growth. Because if you're following someone else's blueprint to success, it is not going to feel in alignment. It is not going to feel as rock solid as if you are following your own strategy and your own path. Really, the thing that I see that we need more than ever in 2023 is true felt confidence in the way that you do business. Because if I changed my strategy every single time someone was doing it a different way, if I questioned myself every single time someone said the way I'm doing something was wrong, I would not be here today. Now, I'm not going to lie and say I've never doubted or questioned myself, but I always then came back to what I knew worked for me. So the number one skill you need going into 2023 is having confidence in yourself. The type of deep felt confidence where you have this incredible level of self-trust and knowing yourself in the biggest way. True confidence is not being the loudest person in the room, but true confidence is really being so unshakable in your direction when everyone else says you're delusional. Is backing yourself even when everyone else says your way is wrong. Because how often do you back yourself until it no longer becomes cool or a trend to be doing business that way? How confident are you to pave a new path that has never been paved before? Just because it's something you want to do. There is no proof of others doing it or having success with it, but internally you have this calling to do it. How ready are you to take action on that? So this is really going to be the key to unlocking huge levels of success and doing business your way. But before you know which way to go, sometimes we need to go through trial and error. It is going to require a ton of self-discovery, a ton of mindset and the deep inner work, which is why I always teach mindset as part of everything I do. Even when it is teaching sales strategy, we go deep into mindset because this is going to become your compass and take you on the path that you need to go. But like I said, there's going to be always an element of trial and error. Until you try something, you cannot know whether it is definitely going to work for you or not. And also, some things that have worked for you in your last chapter may not be coming with you at this new chapter. So you also get to change what works for you. But it's being so rock solid and confident in where you're at right now. So as you step into 2023, I wanted to give you a bit of a journaling prompt that you can start to look at to really discover what your dream life looks like. And that journal prompt is, what truly lights you up? Regardless of what you know will sell the best, what you know will make you quick cash, what truly lights you up? Whether that's talking about a certain topic, whether that's doing a certain type of work, working with a certain type of clients, journal on that. Because when you follow your passions, when you can tap into that, that is where we get long-term growth. Because it's no longer about what's going to get me quick cash right now, and it becomes about what is going to light me up for years to come. So number 2 is AI. Artificial intelligence is becoming more and more mainstream. It is mainstream. We are already in the future. It is not coming, it is here. And this is pretty fun. I got into digital marketing before I started my first business because this stuff lights me up. This stuff excites the heck out of me. So we are seeing AI bots really take ownership over industries such as copywriting, such as writing captions, and other services that can be automated as well. So there are programs where you literally type in a topic. Like I could type in 2023 trends. I could type in subconscious reprogramming, whatever it is, right? I could type in a topic, a keyword, and this program literally outputs entire sales pages, entire scripts, entire captions for your social media instantly. So the game is changing when it comes to these kind of things. And the quality of the output is actually insanely good. So the thing that most people don't know about this though is that legally you do need to disclose that it was written by AI. So the same as copyright, you can't just take someone else's work and just say it's yours. Technically you do need to disclose it. So that's something that people need to be aware of if you are using these platforms. But what this actually means for you in your business is that there may be less demand for offerings and services that people can get cheaper and faster and actually really high quality through things like AI platforms. So if you really want to future-proof your business in 2023 and beyond, you need to create offerings that center around or involve your human skill set that currently cannot be automated. People thought that creative industries wouldn't be impacted as much. We thought, of course, accounting, numbers, spreadsheets, like automations, we understand that, but it's already here. And creative industries are being taken over by this. And this is going to impact every single industry in some way. And while there's so many opportunities that we get to utilize it, what we can also look at is the opportunities around our business offerings. Things such as critical thinking, interpersonal communication, leadership, being caring and compassionate. All of these things need to be the core of what you do in your business. So that means you need to be damn good at what you do, because when you create an incredible experience and an incredible outcome for your clients, they're going to keep coming back and they're going to tell their friends. So if you want sustainable long-term business growth, then you need to provide the goods, which should go without saying, right? If you're selling something, it should be good. So that's going to mean that building relationships with your dream customers and really getting to know them and their needs is key. Relationships are the basis of our society. And while, yes, AI bots are getting so advanced that you can probably have relationships with them as well, but what you can still offer right now is the relationships. Human connection is something that is not going anywhere. So building long-term relationships with your clients is going to be really, really key. And I shared in a previous podcast episode about customer life cycle and how you can continue to service your clients at different stages. So that is going to be really, really important, more than ever. But when we think about services, if there is an AI bot that I can type in a keyword and it outputs a whole lot of copywriting. Let's use the example of a copywriter. If you are a copywriter, then it is probably no longer enough. And while you might still get by for the long-term future, it probably might not be enough to just do good copy. Thinking deeper, what do your customers and consumers actually need? They need critical thinking. They need the strategy behind the copywriting. They need the relationship where the copywriter might really get to know the client and understand how to write in their tone of voice. These are the extra things where going above and beyond and providing that incredible service and outcome needs to be key. So even for me as a business coach, I'm not just outputting a 5-step process for you to follow. I get really, really personal. I utilize creative thinking, critical thinking to help my clients in the most personalized way. Every single client that I work with gets a completely different experience with me. And that is something that cannot be replicated, currently at least, by AI or bots or Google or just like researching things. And so that is the value that I get to provide for my clients. And I'm really, really focused on building long-term relationships because I love my clients. Like, they are the best people in the world, but also I get to service them in the most impactful way as well. So number 3 is, now that the world is going to be opening and creating so many more opportunities again for us, we're going to see more in real life experiences. So building on the last point about relationships, there literally is no better way than connecting in real life. I'm really leaning into this year in my business because I love travel, and prior to 2020, I was traveling every 3 weeks on a plane for my different businesses. And while I might not want to go back to that kind of setup, I am so excited about what the opportunities it is going to create for me going into this year. And over the past couple of years, I've run my 2 retreats in real life, but I am so excited to take this international, to take this into states, and I'm going to be running more retreats, but also more experiences. So it's funny because last year I wrote in my journal that my dream would be to travel and hang out with my clients all over the world, doing epic things, leaving a massive legacy, and just having fun and adventure along the way. Like, what a vibe. And so 2023 is the year that I'm going to make that happen. And I cannot tell you how excited I am. I have the first one planned. I'm doing a incredible luxury retreat in Byron Bay in March, and I have teamed up with my friend Leanne, and we are going to create this incredibly transformative experience together. So I am really, really excited about that. And if you're interested in that, send me a DM. I'll send you all the details. But we're going to see more in real life experiences. So maybe start to think about how can you bring more in real life experiences to your clients, to the experience that you work with them on. Is there something that you could just put together that is just this most incredible experience where it may be a higher ticket offer and your clients can hang out with you anywhere in the world and you can do some epic work together? These are the things that I'm starting to play with in my business and for my offerings coming into this year as well. We're also just going to see more events and conferences and ways of networking, and it's just going to be so incredible. So think about how you can utilize those opportunities for your business. So if we're traveling and we're in real life a lot more, number 4, the trend is going to be that people are online even less. So what this actually means is you need to stand out even more. It is no longer enough to just slap together a funny reel or a funny TikTok and post on social media, or just follow random irrelevant trends because the song's trending and you know how to dance. You need to get strategic. And so more effective sales and marketing is going to be key this year because we need to stand out more than ever. People's attention spans are shorter, but that's not to say that people aren't consuming, because people are consuming more than ever, but you need to do it in a really potent way. They're not just aimlessly scrolling and watching random content all day, every day. So if you want to stand out, your message needs to cut through. What I'm seeing for 2023 is really big brand energy, and this is going to be standing out as a leader and an authority. So it's going to be less just regurgitating content that you've just read or learnt, and more sharing from the point of view of your story, your unique experience, and your unique point of view. The more personalized, the better. People want to know you, but they want to know why you. Because we are also seeing that the trend we saw in 2020, the great exit where everyone quit their jobs and so many people have started businesses or are freelancers or have side hustles. And so people want to know why you. It's no longer enough, again, to just be the best. We've got AI to compete with now. We've got everyone starting their own businesses. So it is your unique lived experiences and the way that you think and your personality that make you you. This is literally how I get to be paid to be me now, which is pretty wild to think that I literally get to be paid to share my thoughts and opinions. And it is because I have a unique story. It is because I think differently and I share that. So it's going to be really, really key to understand consumer psychology so you can understand why your dream clients might want to buy from you. Can you take them on the process from being a cold audience, warming them up, and then they're ready to buy from you? Forget the quick win marketing or sales hacks, because when you actually understand the deeper consumer psychology on why people take action, you can not only create a bigger legacy and impact in the world, but you can apply that logic and understanding to any marketing channel. Whether that's TikTok, whether that's YouTube, whether that's going to be Instagram, who knows what's coming. This is a skill that we need to garner more than ever. You know how to use hashtags, if they even work. You know how to post a damn video. You know how to write a damn caption. But what we need to understand is the deeper marketing strategy and the consumer psychology behind that, which is why I teach that in my Selling and Flow program. And I don't teach the specifics on how to do a damn post. Because when we look big picture, the platform doesn't even matter. It's the message that is going to get your clients moving. And that is how you get to leave a bigger legacy and impact. So start to think about why your clients would need to work with you. What story, what unique experience can you share with them that will position you as more of that authority and expert as we step into 2023? And what I'm actually doing is I'm putting more energy into the strategic pieces of content that have a deeper impact and less on just throwing something up because I need to. Which leads me onto number 5. So building a lean business is where it's at in 2023. Keeping it simple. For so long, society's idea of success was so massively focused around having a big shiny office, having tons of staff. And it was almost like this measure of how successful are you based on how many staff you have or how big your office is. But over the last 3 years, I am so glad to say we have seen this shift massively. And more people are working as individuals, independently. We've seen technology advances and more focus on freedom as well. And what we've actually seen in the collective is large companies closing their offices, choosing to downsize and opt to run it more lean. Now, that is going to be an indication a little bit of the economy, but also it's running a smarter business. Why have 10 people doing a job that could be done by one highly efficient person, right? So we saw that with Emma Isaacs and Business Chicks. They highly downsized. And I know it caused a bit of commotion and things like that, but it would have been a really tough move for Emma Isaacs and the business, but it's what's required moving into the future. Right? We have to run things more lean to not only future-proof, to be more agile in our business. We can make faster moves and not have to go through 50,000 steps. I remember in corporate, it would take like 3 months to get one marketing campaign out. Now, I literally decide yesterday and then I've got 5 whole offers and a whole marketing campaign out today. So it's really cool because it allows us to keep up with the fast pace. It means for me personally, I love running a lean business, not only about the money part, because obviously more lean means less costs and more profit in my pocket, but it means less stress. I have to deal with less staff, which takes up less time. Being able to pivot faster, having more personal interaction with my clients. I love working so closely with my clients, and even in my group containers, the numbers are capped. I have a personal interaction with every single client who enters my world. How many business coaches can say that? So many business coaches want to go big and they have like 5 coaches under them, and then you sign up and you don't even get to deal with the actual coach. Or they have 500 people in their group program and you don't even get to ask a question. That's not the vibe for me. So stepping into 2023, we are going to see more emphasis on working smarter, not harder. And a lot of times when people have come to me in business for business coaching and I've asked them what their goals are, a lot of times they get to a certain point or a certain level of success. Their goal is to get an office. Their goal is to get staff. But when I ask them what is the outcome of getting the office, what is the outcome or the result of having the staff, oftentimes they don't know. And so where we need to look at is what are the actual needle moving investments or team that we need or activities to take our business to that next level, to take our business closer, and not even to that next level, but just closer to our idea of success. And stop doing things because we feel like we should. This is how you get to future-proof as you move through this year in your business. And number 6, last but not least, I am seeing a lot of shifts and focus on more on health and lifestyle than burnout and hustle. And I am so damn glad that the business world is finally getting caught up on this and more on board with lifestyle, with not hustling, with not burning out, with not just always having to do more. And the fact that you can create massive overflowing success and not have to hustle is so amazing. And that has been my mission for the past 3+ years, to share with you a better way of creating a logical success that does not have to involve burning out. I learned that a long time ago where I was running 5 businesses. Burnout was not a vibe for me. And now balance and health and my lifestyle is the most important thing above all else. And doing business my way is actually the key. When I actually started prioritizing that more, my business grew. I gained more success. Because if you can't take care of you first, then how are you going to achieve all your wild and humongous goals? And so for me, there has been a lot of work behind the scenes, deconditioning from how society says you should be showing up. And I had to work on regulating my nervous system, nourishing my body first, doing Pilates and movement each day, having restful sleep, and building a ton of flow into my business structure in terms of my pricing and income structures, in terms of my work schedules, so that I had the foundation to grow and scale without my nervous system or my subconscious mind saying that is unsafe for you to grow. If you are constantly sacrificing your well-being to hit business goals, then your subconscious starts to say, hey, this is unsafe. This is unsafe if we grow and scale any more than we already have. So we need to prioritize this if we want to create more success in 2023. And I am so glad that the narrative has really started to change on the bigger scale. And so if you really want to lean into this and any of the things that I've shared with you in terms of the trends for 2023, which is number 1, doing business your way always. AI is becoming more mainstream. So we need to work on relationships and being damn good at what you do, and maybe even shifting some of your offerings to create a better experience for your customers. Building out more in real life experiences and taking opportunities from ones that are already out there. Really start tapping into more strategic marketing and less just posting for the sake of posting random content online. And the last one is building that lean business and focusing on taking care of you. So if you really want more success in 2023, then you need to prioritize you. This is literally what I built my mastermind on, Business for Life, because all of these things together create a hugely sustainable business for life. Like, it's not an accident that I've called it that. And so one last journal prompt that I will leave you with on this topic specifically is, what things outside of business would you want to make time for this year? So often we fill all of our free time with business. But what if you could achieve your massive, humongous goals and have even more time for things that really matter to you outside of your business as well? So if you are ready to just take all of the opportunities that are coming your way this year, I know 2023 is going to be a huge year for you, like the biggest yet. I can just feel the energy, and I'm sure you can too. So if you have been considering working with me for a while and this version of big thinking and big success resonates with you, then now is the time. I would love to just help guide you and just catapult you towards your goals in the most aligned way. And this balance of big picture thinking, strategy, and the deep mindset work together in the most freedom-based way is the way that I work and the energy that I bring to all of my coaching and programs. So I hope you're ready, because this year is going to be bloody huge. So come and send me a DM if you would like to hang out and work together a little bit more. I am bringing all of this energy, big picture thinking to all of my coaching and programs in 2023. So I hope you are ready, because come and send me a DM. I would love to work with you. I always have a bunch of different ways to work together, as well as one-on-one coaching and different courses, masterminds, programs. So hit me up on Instagram at Jess.Williamson8. If you have enjoyed this lesson today, then please like, subscribe, share it to your social media. It would mean so much, because I put so much love and care into all of these. So thank you for hanging out today, and I'll see you on the next one.